Hi, how are we? Hope everyone is good. Sending lots of love and hugs, virtual hugs. Wow, it's been an eventful 24 hours, hasn't it? So much to tell you, so much. It's been a glorious day to be alive, people. Glorious. So, where shall I start? Well, let's start with an X update. Xgate. So I remembered, as you will know if you've watched my channel from the beginning, way back when, one of my exes decided that he was going to get a solicitor and try and say I was crazy. So obviously I retorted to that, as one does, and needless to say, they couldn't say anything back. However, so what it reminded me was I have his solicitor's details and I have the court's details. So after yesterday and the last week's little soiree, I thought, you know what? I'm going to send an email. I'm going to send a strongly worded email to his solicitor and to the court that he tried to do me in the first time and failed. So I'm going to read it to you. I'm pretty proud of it, to be honest. Pretty proud of it. And I copied in my other ex who's doing the same thing. And I also copied in news outlets, women's charities that deal with people that are dealing with domestic abuse, and a media organisation that deals with all of the Sell Your Stories magazines. So, are you ready? This is for every woman out there that is in a situation like mine, that has been in an abusive relationship, was in an abusive relationship, that has children with abusive people, narcissists that will do anything to destroy you. So, I copied in the court, his solicitor, BBC, Sky News, Refuge, another women's charity, Women's Aid, Bauer Media, Tony Robbins, and a publicist. Ready? Fighting for justice. This is how it started it. Fighting for justice for all women everywhere who have been subjected to abuse, manipulation, and control at the hands of their narcissistic partners. This is my story. This is my truth. For the attention of the judge, solicitor involved in this case. I am also copying in various news, women's charity organisations that are already aware of this case, because it is imperative that they too are aware of the levels that abusive, threatening, narcissistic men will go to destroy women, ex-partners, baby mothers for no other reason than their own ego and hatred. I have absolutely nothing to hide, as I am telling the truth and have been since day one. I'm forwarding an email conversation that has occurred over the last week after the claimant, your client, took it upon himself to stop me from seeing or speaking to my son with absolutely no legal, logical, rational reason to do so, and based upon no actual facts other than his own ego. As you are all aware, my aim, like millions of others around the world, was and is to do whatever I can within my power to try and save the world and have a positive impact on it. Focusing on people, planet, and purpose, all to try and create a better place for my children and ultimately their children. There has never been a more important time in history for this to be the focus of all of us. Many famous people have quoted as saying the same, and that our collective future is indeed down to each and every one of us doing everything that we can. I've spent the last 16 months working and studying 20 hours a day to heal myself, improve myself, and build a business that will provide a legacy and generational wealth for my children. I therefore know more than Sam Evanson and Wayne Walker on pretty much every topic there is, and absolutely everything there is to know with regards to what I am doing to make a difference in the world. Despite me being open and honest and clear about what I am doing from the get-go, his refusal to believe the truth or even look rationally and wholly at the content that I have created further proves his actions are based on hate alone. Both of my exes are behaving the same way and are working together to try and destroy me, destroy my image, destroy my reputation, destroy my credibility, and as you will clearly see, their actions are baseless, factless, and completely slanderous. Hold on. That's a bit loud, wasn't it? Just FYI, Greatest Showman, do you know what I mean? Right. The epidemic that faces us is on several fronts, and my focus after initially completing the Knowledge Broker Blueprint and Mastermind courses by Tony Robinson and Dean Graziosi was to, in their words, turn my mess into a message, my stress into my success, my pain into my purpose. And this is exactly what I set out about doing at the start of last year. This kickstarted my journey of discovery and my unquestionable thirst for knowledge. With 1.8 billion women and girls in the world today being abused physically, emotionally, financially, sexually by narcissistic men like Sam and Wayne, I wanted to tell my story, my experiences, and how I overcame many of the issues that people are facing today. In addition to learning skills every day, reading books, listening to books, and completing courses, I have set up and continue to work on the following: my own business, my own course, my own shops, my own brand, my own voice, my own message, my own body, my own scars and flabby bits, my own intuition, and most importantly, my own mind. I also have a website, blog, rewards agency, learning to podcast and book audiobooks, ebooks in training and process. My website is currently being updated as I have many different projects that I'm working on that all need to be integrated into my website, including all my social media channels and shops. Whilst I have tried to learn code, I am working with freelancers via Fiverr to assist me with completing this. I've completed training with Brendan Burchard of Growth Day, and I'm working on using his system to extract my blog content into bite-sized chunks that I can post with one click onto all of my social media at the same time to make the whole process more efficient. I've completed training with the Mickelson twins on monetizing my blog into an audiobook, printed book, and ebook. And I'm also in talks with urban writers, ghostwriters, to assist me to do this quicker. One of my and then I put a link into YouTube. 130 hours of content, description boxes on each episode give you a rough idea of the topics covered. It's 100% brutal honesty, evidence, references, citations, links, courses, people all included. Topics covered are virus, depression, suicide, unemployment and entrepreneurship, domestic abuse, crime, addictions, corruption, cyber, bank fraud, sexual harassment, war, peace, discrimination, investment, history, ancestry, spirituality, theology, technology, crypto, government, law, health and wellness. This content is the basis of my course, Mentoring Empowerment of Both Men and Women Everywhere, sharing knowledge, hints, tips, and guidance from experts around the world. Success breeds success. One of my shops, and then I'll put my link in, 500 products designed by me. Frontline collection, 100% profits go to the NHS for UK purchases, healthcare-focused charities in other countries of purchase. Lest We Forget collection, 100% of the profits go to military, veteran and police projects and charities in the country of purchase. Rhino collection, 100% of the profits go towards security systems and people for protection of rhinos. No Means No collection, 100% of the profits go to women and charities and projects that deal with survivors of abuse in the countries of purchase. There are also other collections where 100% of the profits go to support charities and global issues. I've also been dealing with Stephen Howson on an American publicist and PR agent to pitch my story, my message, my success to 75 of the top TV and radio producers in America, and that's at the start of July, which is also my aim. I'm working with ClickFunnels and Russell Brunson to get my landing pages, opt-in pages, email follow-ups, and sales funnels live by Friday this week. I've also completed podcast training, and I'm looking to work with Brian Rose of London Real to get my podcast up and running in the next couple of months. All of my video content is digital evidence and should be reviewed in full, along with a full review of the accompanying information from each of the description boxes, and every video, article, book reference that is cited in there as well. You will see, without a shadow of a doubt, that my daily diary of events, both past and present, live, prove my innocence and prove both of these narcissistic men that I have had the unfortunate experience of being with for 10 and 7 years respectively are guilty of abuse, emotionally, financially, physically threatening, illegal, violent, harassing and slanderous lies and actions against me. The continued and egregious threats that I'm receiving from both of these narcissistic, abusive men have gone beyond a joke. Neither of these men want me to succeed. They hate that I have taken control of my life, myself and my mind, and have risen out of their years of manipulation. Both have become laws unto themselves and have illegally stopped me from seeing or speaking to my children. My intention was always that my boys would only stay for them for an extended visit whilst I got my businesses set up. And what better time than during a pandemic when everyone is at home, schools are closed, and neither of these men had ever spent any extended time with their children until now. And I felt it was imperative that as growing boys, they had some time with their dads, regardless of how awful they were to me, as a relationship between me and their dads is not important. To teach these boys how to be men, as the three of them weren't getting on at the time, they were clearly struggling with the lockdown and needed a male influence. Oh, how wrong I was to send them to their dads, as their subsequent behaviour towards me clearly indicates that they are not the right people to be influencing my sons and teach them anything, as they have selfish, hateful hearts, and all they want to do is kill people's dreams and purpose. People, please review the email exchange below. Look at how he speaks to me. Look at how he threatens me. Look at how he uses my dead dad to try and manipulate me into an emotional response. And finally, how they are using my children as weapons against me to get me to do what they want. I refuse to be silent. I refuse to give up. I'm innocent of any and all of their slanderous lies and will happily stand up in any court anywhere and say so. The digital evidence and all of the above prove that I am innocent, so please advise me immediately how you wish to respond. I will be seeking full custody of my children on the basis of their actions against me, both past and present. I will be representing myself. I'm working with a top family law solicitor, but only to glance over my work, as there is no one better to represent me and fight this case but me. I'm fully cognizant of the law, having studied it at the university. Therefore, all correspondence goes through me. Please respond urgently. Yo. I'm sorry, but I smashed it. So I copied all of the people in. I copied both of the exes in. Yo, needless to say, sent that this morning. Have not had a response. Oh, shock. So let's see, shall we? Let's see. I've got on board the short and curlies like this on both sides. And there's absolutely fuck all they can do about it. Because guess what? I'm telling the truth. Guess what? I have been since the beginning. And guess what? I'm doing everything that I said I'm doing. Oh. Lies catch up. It's karma. Oh. And I was going to tell you something. Exciting. I mentioned the other day $1 trillion. So actually, I haven't even told you all the things I'm doing. So I've told you a lot of the things I'm doing, but I'm still doing more than I've said there. So rewards agency. So I bought this proprietary software, which is white label, which means I can basically provide, like how Starbucks and Costa and Subway have their rewards cards and so on. I've basically bought this software, so it enables me to do that for any business anywhere, no matter how big or small. So you can create a loyalty system for your customers, whether it be points based or product based. I've got it, but I'm trying to do 1,000 things at the same time. So I'm just working through them slowly but surely. Additionally, last year, I watched this video of this guy, and I must find I am subscribed to him on my YouTube. And he's like there's a word for it. He's like a perfume aftershave. What's the smell when you're good at smells? Oh, I can't think. So, but he had a randomly, because this is a level of detail that I pay attention to. He had a poster in his background, and it said Alive Shoes. And for whatever reason, I looked it up. And Alive Shoes is a company that make all sorts of shoes for anyone, but they're like an Italian leather manufacturer. And so at the time, way back when, a year ago, I joined it because obviously I looked it up, saw it, joined it, and then designed my own trainers. And at the time, the ex that's the criminal, he was like, oh, you're trying to do too much. No, it's too much. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I was like, well, I've already designed it. He's like, no, leave it. You do what I say, as usual. And so I didn't really think of it again until today. So I'm going to add that to my things, because I've got an account. I've already designed the trainers. So I'm gonna create a whole range of trainers. And not only that, at the same time last year, I also created a range of caps, baseball caps, because a friend of a friend makes these like suede epic baseball caps. I got him to design me one. This is a year ago. And so I'm going to add baseball caps to my long list of things that I'm doing. And I remember as well last year when I went to drop my son to school, and I was talking to the teachers about the Book of Dreams when they told me they're too busy. And they were like, oh, you're doing a lot, aren't you? You're doing a bit too much, aren't you? Listen. Listen. The answer to the question, why am I doing so much? It's because I fucking want to. And it's as simple as that. Not only do I want to, but also I know that I can. And not only that, everybody can. There is no limit. There is no ceiling. There is no doing one job and that's it in your life. It's over. No. You can do as much as you want to do, because it is completely down to you. So if you want to put in the time and the effort to be excellent at fucking 15 things, you'll be excellent at 15 things. And it's really simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's not what anyone else says. It's you. It's down to you. That is it. So if you want to do it, if you have got the whatever you want to do, you can do. And if you want to do one thing and be excellent at that, you'll be excellent at it. And if you want to do 20 things and be excellent at those 20 things, and you're going to also put the time and effort that it takes to be excellent at 20 things, you will be excellent at 20 things. And it's as simple as that. Nobody can tell you nothing. Nobody else's opinion matters. And I've taken myself away from all of my friends, and they probably think I hate them, and it's not that at all. It's just that I wanted to focus on getting me right. Not only getting me right, but creating something that I'm proud of, creating something that will last for a long time, creating something that my children will be proud of, creating something that means something, creating something that will have an impact on people. And that is all it is. It is nothing to do. It's not, friends will be friends. Your true friends will know, come what may, whether you see them or not, they will know that you're that you're friends. It's only really shallow people that will take offense to, if you need to take time out for yourself, and they get funny about it, So I made a promise because there's some really special people to me, and I haven't spoken to them in a long time. And it's not that I have a problem with them, it's just because I needed to do this. I needed to do this. And those people I will take with me everywhere. You know the ones that, and generally, you can have a million friends, acquaintances. They're all using you for something. But the real friends, you can probably count on two hands. As in the ones where if something happened, they would be the one that you would call at 3 a.m. when you're shit-faced and you've lost your shoes, you've lost your wallet, you've lost your house keys, and all you've got is your phone. And who would you phone? Those are those ones, and they'd answer. And not only would they answer, they'd come and get you. Yeah? And there's not many of them. You know it's true. And there's an entire family actually, and it really matters not when you met them, but how long you've known them, because one of the oldest people I know is a frenemy, 100%. Yeah. And this family that I know, they are in here because they looked after me, whether they know it or not. They are so special to me because when I was in my dark days, they would come and check on me, like, without even asking. And that means something, because no one else did. And I've only known them since I moved up here. So they're really important to me. And their mum's had cancer. And she's an angel. And as well as looking after my mum, I want to look after her. Because they looked after me. They looked after me more than my own family did. So I'll take them everywhere with me. I'll take them everywhere with me. And one of my friends who helped make all the costumes that I've worn over the years. He's my husband. I call him my husband. He's gay and he's my husband. You know what I mean? And I'll take him with me as well. Because he's always told me as well. So the other thing is you know, why do all these things? Well, the thing is, the more money I make, it's not about making money. I've no interest in accumulating wealth just for the sake of accumulating wealth. It's just a waste of time. I want it to mean something. I want it to make a difference. Like loads of other people as well. I can live on nothing. I can live on nothing. And whatever it takes. Because there's so much nonsense going on, and it's like, it just takes so long to get stuff done. And I'd rather, whatever money I make, I'd rather give it back to get stuff done quicker, to get things fixed quicker. So that we can all have. Because in the long run, that's the best thing. It's the best thing for everyone everywhere. You know? So there's a few things. One, I've been watching Sky News. Sorry, hold on. Sky News Australia, which is Murdoch owned, which you'll know from if you've watched my other episode about what he owns, and he owns everything, pretty much. And if you watch Sky News Australia, wow, you will not believe the shit that they are saying. So the other day there was a story about the CNN guy with Project Veritas. Now, Project Veritas is a right-wing neo-Nazi fascist organisation that is funded by Donald Trump, for one. It has also done videos before where they have been they've been proven to be edited down to make it look like people are saying things that they aren't saying, as propaganda to make people think certain things, but it's been proven in court and they've had to pay out because they're guilty. Sky News Australia is pitching to the Australian public that Black people are responsible for certain crimes that are going on right now, and that they are trying to make it look like it's white people. That is the story. That is what they are telling on their news. That is what Murdoch's dynasty is spreading shit. Absolute factual bullshit. to the Australian public, because he owns pretty much 99.9% of all media, radio, printed press over there. So what's he trying to start there? What's he trying to start? That's number one. The next thing is, I do not believe there is something in me that tells me that what is going on, whatever is being portrayed with Russia, is not what's going on. So I'm going to say this: Russia, I love you. Putin, I've watched into. I like Putin, and I think that something else is going on. Something in me is telling me something else is going on. And I've seen an interview with him where he said the one thing that he can't forgive is betrayal. And I understand that because I've been betrayed, which means that he has. And I think people are trying to start something. So these people are trying to start something. And I don't believe it. I don't believe it. There are many things that are wrong, don't get me wrong. Wrong. So, excuse me. For example, Putin. Domestic violence and violence against women in Russia is bad. You need to do something about that. But these other things that they're trying to say, I don't believe. And I don't think that they were responsible for the poisoning either in Salisbury. I don't think so. My intuition has been pretty fucking spot on the last 16 months. So I don't think it was them. And then we're going to go to China. China, love you. And I've got another thing with them. What's going on with whatever is going on in Xinjiang is wrong. But whether or not that is actually down to the Communist Party is another question. The next thing is what's happening in Beijing and Hong Kong, and what's going on with this secrecy law, and how they're changing now the education system so that people can't say certain things. And that's just straight up tyranny. So you want to watch yourselves. And again, something doesn't sit right with me there either. Because he's a man of faith. And he's also regulated all of the big tech companies. He's called them in, 34 tech companies, to re-regulate them to make sure that they don't have a monopoly or competition, more than other people are doing with like Twitter and Facebook and what. So if you're doing, that doesn't sit right with me either. Because he's a man. It just doesn't sit. Something doesn't sit right there either. And let's not forget, Hong Kong was originally, well, right, part of the empire. So it doesn't sit right there either. And then let's go to Mexico, the border. Apparently, that's supposed to have been assigned to Kamala Harris, but she's not been there yet. And there's thousands and thousands of children there, unaccompanied children, all cramped into these camps. Now, I just want you to think for a minute. What if that was you? What if that was your child? What if you were escaping a gang or drug lords or shootings or violence? Do you think these people are coming to your country because they want to take advantage? No, 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 no. Don't be so stupid. They are coming because they're running away from something that is fucking terrifying. They're running away from murder. They're running away from death. They're running away from gangs. They're running away from drugs. They're not trying to take advantage of you. They're just trying to get somewhere safe. And so you put them in camps, thousands and thousands of them, all in tight, confined spaces, unaccompanied children, and just leave them there. Would you have that for your child? Would you? Would you have that for your child? Is that how you're going to treat children? Is that how you're going to treat humans? It's not acceptable. There is enough space, enough jobs, enough food, enough care, enough love, enough places for everybody, everywhere, to have everything that they need and that they want. And there is no excuse, none, for treating people that way. None. And the fact that nobody's been down there. Like, what are you doing? And I love you guys, but what are you doing? You can't have that. You can't allow that. You can't allow these kids to be treated like this there. Anyone to be treated like that there. For God's sake. The children that haven't got parents there. Can you imagine what that would be like? How scared and afraid you would be. It's cruel. Cruel. I've run it on already. 45 minutes. I've got loads more to say. I've got $1 trillion tip for you. I mentioned it the other day, so I'm going to put it in. The next Bitcoin and associated altcoins. Why are we fighting? doesn't achieve anything. Anyway. Zen. I love you. Send in my prayers and love to anyone